Hi, I am Gili Kapi, and we will be going to tackle about the approach in solving problems.
Approaches in solving the problems. Organizations, institutions, and enterprises are primarily a bundle of decision making process. Decision making works an important role in management, especially for the managers because it is a major component of a manager's activities. The managers of are responsible for making decisions and determining that the decisions made are carried out by defined objectives or goals. The engineer's manager's decision-making ability can be able to observe primarily when planning and when their plans go wrong or out of the trail. The whole planning process literally involves the manager's critical thinking and impressive decision-making approaches. The ability to make good decisions is the key to successful managerial performances. The engineer's manager must be familiar with these styles or approaches to minimize the difficulty in finishing the job with a high effectivity rate and efficiency. These approaches are the following: qualitative evaluation and the quantitative evaluation. Let's focus to the qualitative evaluation. This term refers to evaluation of alternatives using intuition and subjective judgment. Qualitative analysis uses subjective judgment to analyze a company's value or prospects based on non quantifiable information such as management expertise, industry cycles, strength of research and development, and labor relations. Qualitative analysis deals with intangible, inexact concerns that belong to the social and experiential realm rather than the mathematical one. This approach depends on the kind of intelligence that machines lack, since things like positive associations with a brand, management, trustworthiness, customer satisfaction, competitive advantage, and cultural shift are difficult, arguably impossible to capture with numerical inputs. Understanding the people. Qualitative analysis is almost the same as listening to your guts. Many qualitative analysts would claim that the gut feeling has their place in the process. Also, in qualitative analysis, people play the central part of this subjective approach. The manager might start by getting to know the company's management, primarily their educational attainments, work expertise, and professional backgrounds, generally their attitude towards their work, the possession of a reasonable decision making ability, and their reputation towards their colleagues. Company culture. The way how the employees perceive the company and its management is essential. The company culture is responsible for raising the reputation, team engagement, and productivity. This is somehow a backbone and unifying factor for individuals, forming a healthy community by harmonizing with other employees or to their employers. The company culture projects the environment of the company and tells the overall character of the management. Without a strong positive culture, you stand to drive employees away and miss out on the best talent. At this part, we will be going to show the feedback as a control mechanism in the decision making process. Qualitative methods and forecasting models. First, executive opinions. In this method, a forecast model for future sales is prepared by incorporating and averaging the subjective views of the sales executives, sales experts, administrative experts, and other experts for the purchasing, finance, and production departments. Second, the Delphi method. This group technique requires the individual and separate questioning of each member in a panel of finance experts. And third party summarizes the company arguments and forecasts and subject the expertise to a further round of questioning before reaching a consensus. The third, sales forcing pooling. These plus points of using this particular type of qualitative forecast are several. This method takes in account the specialized knowledge of the decision makers besides being easy to understand. Here are the 6 common qualitative approaches to problem solving. First, the analytical problem solving. An analytical thinker has the ability to get into the detail of a problem, evaluate all components and perspective to understand it and determine what's missing. Analytical thinkers ask questions to fill any gaps they see in order to foresee next steps. Second, the logical problem solving. A logical thinker has the ability to continuously collect detail and put it into sequence, allowing them to see the big picture and evaluate where the problem exists and why. Then, using historical data, they infer solutions based on similar situations. The third, rational problem solving. A rational problem solver has the ability to take information that is available and make assumptions based on that information, deducting the most optimal solutions given their personal perspective. Fourth, the absolute problem solving. An absolute problem solver has the ability to see a problem as black or white and a solution as right or wrong. Absolute thinkers believe this there is a right way of doing something. If there is a problem, it is because they are unaware of the solution that exists. They try to find the solutions by seeking an authoritative source that can confirm the answers. Fifth, the creative problem solving. A creative problem solver has the ability to envision several outcomes, make assumptions as to what needs to be done to achieve an outcome, and is willing to take risks because they have confidence in their own judgment. Last but not the least, the positive problem solving. A positive problem solver has the ability to compartmentalize a problem as an individual event and seek solutions with an open mind. Positive thinkers are not restricted by fears or past results. Instead, they predict improvement and are more open to find ways of achieving it. And that would be all. Thank you for watching this video.